Hey guys, it's John here, and I'm going to talk about a record, heavy metal. Actually, this one. Okay, what we're listening to is the fantastic 10-star, almost perfect album by a band called Max Havoc Limited. Fantastic cover. Nice indie look, although it's not a Swords and Steel heavy metal band. Well, anyway, this is a 1983 LA band, and wonderful record. Indie label, I think it's their own label, I imagine, Triple Platinum Records. And that's Max Havoc Limited, and bad name. I think they probably could have been something if it wasn't for the name. Could have been a contender, like Maximum Havoc or Max Havoc Limited. I don't know, bad name. Sounds like an old man or something. What's it, Heart to Heart, Max. But fantastic band. More on the, not a Swords and Steel heavy metal band, but still more on the metallic side than the hard rock side of Los Angeles hard rock club scene, whatever you want to call it. But no Van Halen influence, no like party, glammy or flashy guitars. I'm just making this up. It's been a while. But killer song. This is Bad Influence off side 2. Every track on here is really good. No ballads. But the thing is, this singer is excellent. What's his name? Pat McKeon. Not the greatest singer, like technically range-wise, but every line he sings and like every chorus, everything's got a hook, and he sings it real catchy. So everything is a catchy song. And he's great at improvising his vocals, like Robert Plant. He doesn't sound like Plant, but in the breakdown parts or where it calls for, he can improvise vocal lines and babies and oohs and all that. And he's really good. But very competent band. It's got a additional musician was Carlos Cavazo, who actually co-wrote one of the songs. And not this one, but anyway, highly recommended. I got this for about $15, and it's still cheap for it looks to me and feels like a rare independent heavy metal record, but still could be had for about $20 or so. But this I would pay, knowing this record now, I would pay $50 for this record because it's that good. And it comes with an inner. Mine's mauled to hell. But there it is, one side. It's got the lyrics. No goofy stuff. It's a solid record. And the production is very warm and almost has a late 70s feel. And although it's very forward-leaning metal. But it's got a late 70s production feel, and it reminds me very much when I listen to this record. It doesn't sound like it, but it reminds me of the first Ozzy Blizzard of Oz record and Riot Fire Down Under. And maybe because his vocals are almost as good as Guy Speranza, just with the hooks. And let me put on the last song. What's it? Delilah's Fire. Fantastic. Just let the other one play out. Delilah's, no ballads. Delilah's Fire is very emotional, kind of love song, but it's got a heavy bridge in there, almost Metallica-esque. 10-star song. Absolutely fantastic metal record. If you like 80s metal, I can't push a record more. Of course, now I've been yapping 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes on this. Let's talk about other records while this is going in the background. Very warm sounding metal. But I'll talk about Death I had this on CD when it came out a few years ago, but I got this on LP maybe 2 years ago. I just never showed it, or unless I did, then I apologize. But Detroit band called Death from around the early 70s. Never put out a record. These are recordings from 1974, or finally issued in around 2009. It's a African American band, three brothers. Hackney, David, Bobby, and Dennis Hackney. Big, like it's proto-metal, proto-punk, hard rock, very MC5 Stooges, more MC5, but good record. It's only got 7 songs on here. I'd say about 4 or 5 of them are great, like 2 are fantastic, but worth hearing if you're into that Detroit, MC5 Stooges sound. Early Cooper, I guess. They had a spooky thing going a little bit. Little lyric sheet, handwritten lyrics by one of the brothers. And I believe the main guy, maybe Bobby, died, but I did get to see them maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't know, in New York City. They did play a couple of shows on this record. I saw them on some sort of Detroit package show with Mitch Ryder and Detroit Wheels, maybe the Gories. I can't remember, but they played outside, and it was a good show. Great band. I mean, not a great band, but a decent band. Really worth investigating if you're into the MC5. So anyway, that's Death. Let's see what else I got. Finally picked up, I had a 1 CD or 2 CD of Legend. They put out 2 albums and EP, New Wave of British Heavy Metal, but they were from the Channel Islands, which is really remote, almost borders France. And this is their first album, really good, and like interesting. Not the greatest, but New Wave of British Heavy Metal band, but awfully cool, and a couple of songs are great. And it's just a high roller reissue. It's got the pictures, not the coolest looking bunch, but it's hard to draft members. There's the singer, not the most metal guy, but you figure it's the Channel Islands, so there's not that many places to pick a heavy metal guys, and this would be like. This is pretty early, if I remember, like 1980, 81. And they put out an EP and another album. They're on the CD I have, but what did I get? I think I must have not pulled it out. I have another. I thought I pulled it out. There it is. This is Death in the Nursery. I think this is their second album, and there was an EP in between. And this is on Svart Records. And I don't know if I've even listened to this, but I know the CD inside out. But a good New Wave of British Heavy Metal band. Definitely, if you can find that CD, with the 3 records on it. So I guess I'm missing the EP. I can't remember the name. But anyway, that's Legend. And then I got a record from Ben Nasty Metal. Had sent me a CD of this. And maybe I should put this on. Let's see. There's the Max Havoc label. Total indie looking. Triple platinum. Should I put on another Max Havoc? Actually, I'm not going to put on another Max Havoc. But if you want to check out a song, check out I'm the Show. That's a good one to sample on YouTube, but highly recommended. Now this record, the Energy Vampires, 2-record set. It was for cheap dough. Is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. It was like the best thing I've heard in a long time, too. And what was great... Let's see, side A. I gotta remember the songs. They're very, let's see. I'll put a sample on. Crazy band. Absolutely crazy. And it makes me mad getting this because this is the singer from the band Slaughter Destroys or Slaughter Extroys. And they had that album reissued years ago and I never bought it because it was like a bad looking cover. This album is absolutely killer. It's almost avant-garde heavy metal. Bad, you know, you wouldn't think this is so good. It's a crazy record. Lyrics, whole story on the band, but absolutely nuts. So Ben sent me this, and I just fell in love with it. All the songs are kind of crazy the way they're arranged. They go to different parts. This one's like more of an epic. They're not all epics, but there's one ballad on here. There's an acoustic version and a piano version of this ballad. Fantastic. This singer is complete 80s metal, US metal singer. I mean, if you had to put one voice in a time capsule to say, what did 80s metal singer sound like? You could put this guy in. It's got piano. It's got a pickup layer to go crazy. It's got a saxophone in this one song. But they were from Slaughter Destroys, and I never bought that record, and now I regret it because it's out of print. The original's big money. But it's a double album, full 2 records, and it's cheap money if you can find it. Let's see what Shadow Kingdom did this. And this is like late 80s. I think maybe they touched these songs up in the 90s, but it was like, it was pretty late in the game that this guy was carrying on this mid-80s, 1985 US metal. But fantastic record, very avant-garde. I recently picked up Geddes Axe, new wave of British heavy metal. Great band. I mean, I had some of these songs on comps and stuff, but a lot of these songs I didn't know. They're off the different EPs they put out. I think they had 3 EPs maybe, or singles, but don't quote me on that. And I forget where they're from, obviously England. But this is on High Roller. Well worth it. Let's see, one. Listen to this, crazy. But this is good. This is good, but it sounds different each EP to the next. And side 1, I think Sharpen Your Wits is where it starts getting really good, like the 3rd track in from the 2nd EP. 666 is good, Escape from New York. Rock and Roll is the Way is good, but nice new wave of British heavy metal. And I'm glad to have this one and done. Got this is everything they recorded. Avant-garde heavy metal. Not every song is this avant-garde. I just dropped a couple needle drops. But it's killer, heavy. Another record I just recently got, and I'm so psyched because I've been looking for this. Aaron, the Metal Theologian, showed the original years ago. But DDT, Toronto band, I say French band, sing mostly in English. EP, 5 songs. Let the Screw Turn You On. Turn You On. It was put out on Return to Analog, and I got this for another good price. No winner. DDT, but great metal. It's only 5 tracks. A song called Bitches I don't really care for, but the other ones are great. Let the Screw is fantastic. This Energy Vampire is so good. It took like a lot of listens, and I still don't have the songs. My head's wrapped around them. It's really weird. I had the CD from Ben, and I just have it in the car going and going. And it's so complex, I could never remember what songs are what, and that's rare for me if I listen to a CD like 18, 19 times. Really good US metal. And they got a killer ballad. It's one of the best ballads I know. It's Over the Top, called My Eyes. Should I put that on? Should I put DDT on? I don't know. How long are we at? We're at 16 minutes. That's too long. My Eyes acoustic version. We're going to do the piano version. 1, 2, 3. Killer vocals. And you might not like this the first time. You hear this a few times. It's just wonderful. I picked up Sacred Few for $8.88. It was on sale at Hell's Headbangers. Cleveland, Ohio band. Chick Singer. Double album. Actually, it's a 2.5 sides. The last album's just an etching, or it's just blank. Early metal, US metal. Kind of primitive, but nice, chunky, fuzzy guitars. Simple songs. And I knew them on that Cleveland Rocks comp when they had a man singer, or guy singer. He's probably only 20, you know. And the two songs, their first single was with a guy singer, and they're included on this. And this was an album that came out, I don't know, 83 maybe? 83, 84. Sacred Few, Beyond the Iron Wall. So it's the album on one record, and it's got some demos, like latest stuff, and then the original single on record 2. And well worth picking up. I'm not saying it's going to blow your mind, but a couple of tracks are really good. Was it Children of the Night? I can't remember, but nice American metal, Cleveland metal. And that's on Shadow Kingdom Records also. Something else was I showed. Finally got the Wolf record. I always wanted an original, but I think it went up in price too much. It's Wolf, Edge of the World, and New Wave British heavy metal band. It's kind of very UFO-esque. Really good rock and roll heavy metal, like UFO. And it's a nice reissue. You get this. You get the story of the band. And they're a band that never made it. They got signed to, I think, Chrysalis. And they were gonna, don't quote me, but they were signed to a major label. And then they would drop. They were supposed to open for UFO. I think it fell through. But they had they definitely had the equipment and the looks and the production. The record sounds fantastic, even though I think it's mastered off the original vinyl on blue. And this is up my alley. I'm not recommending everyone, but if you're a UFO fan, Wolf, good band, some nice catchy songs. I think it comes with a poster in here that I'm never gonna hang up of the front cover. And I forget where they're from. I feel like Getty's Axe was from Sheffield, but and then another EP I picked up, it's original, it's Savage, We Got the Edge. I just need to get it, because I have the first and second Savage record. The Let It Loose was the first one, I can't remember. The first Savage record, and then Hyperactive maybe is the third. And this was the EP in between called We Got the Edge. And I just love that title, We Got the Edge. And We Got the Edge isn't as good of a song as the title makes it, but I love We Got the Edge. Just what a great title. But actually the B-sides are better. Running, Scared, and She Don't Know You. But just buy the book, New Wave of British Heavy Metal, kind of like that 2 Minutes to Midnight, Curse of the Pharaohs riffs, just standard heavy metal. This is on Zebra. And last but not least, I got a killer record here, reissue. I'll have to put the song on and then we'll end it. Energy Vampires, crazy band. Well worth getting, because you got a lot of hours listening to that to get your head wrapped around that one. And the last record is another Toronto. Actually, it was Toronto, Montreal. I think that was a Montreal band, the DDT. And this, I think, was Montreal. Let's see. This is an absolutely nutty song. Band put out one single, ultra rare, and then broke up. Lord Ryer. And I want to say it was, it's Montreal, yeah. Montreal. And so DDT was Montreal, so excuse me. But put out one single, so this is just a 1, 2. This is a 5-song EP. You got the single on the A side, and you know what? It's on 45, isn't it? We got to start again, boys. Now I'm gonna have a long video. Let's let it cue up. Alright. But this is the B-side to the singles. Absolutely nuts. The vocals are nuts. It goes to like Swedish melodic metal like vocals to Bathory. Just guitars everywhere. But they put out one single, broke up, and then there's 2 songs which are from demos from 1989 and then a live track from of the single from 1987. But worth its weight in gold, and I paid cheap money. This is on that same Return to Analog, limited 500 copies. It's so good, this song, and this is Heroes After Heroes. Great beer, the Blonde Guinness. And we'll just listen to this and I'm going to shut it. It's 22 minutes. I only showed like 5 records. But Max Havoc, Energy Vampires, well worth it. Actually, here's another Canadian band, Dead Brain. So sounds like Swedish metal. Sound like a different band, and it's gonna go nuts. Oh, I love this record. This was a blind buy. But yeah, I'll just show some records. It said Combat Records, TBC, probably like 86, 87. Dead Brain Cells. Pretty cool thrash metal, almost a little crossover. I might have showed this before. Canadian comp, Moose Molten Metal, and this is has a DDT on it. And so you can see what they look like. I don't know if you can see, because there's no picture on that EP. Fist, Witchkiller, Stormbringer, Dagger, they look a little over the top. But a nice Canadian comp of rare bands, or rare to me, on Heavy Metal America. And this is from the HMV shop in England. It looks like £5.99, £5.99. Creepy Family, name of a song. A name of a band, looks a little glammy. But Lord Ryer, I'm sure I pronounced it wrong. This and the DDT, well worth getting if you know. And that's about it. I'm at 25 minutes. Here we go. Oh, it's so good. You can turn it off. I just want to hear that chorus again. All right, cheers. Heavy metal.